All right, welcome to the stretch session. And so today we're going to be working on static stretching, which is obviously beneficial for passive range of motion, which then bleeds into your ability to move through space. It's an important aspect of that. One reason I really like to use static stretching though is because it allows me an opportunity to focus on deep breathing, right? The body won't open up unless we have a clear signal from our breathing, which is going to be nice open breathing throughout each stretch. So throughout this session, just keep that in mind. Make sure you're taking nice deep breaths and you're trying to breathe into the area that you're stretching. With that being said, let's get into it. The first stretch that we're going to get into is for the thoracic spine. We're going to find a laying down position. Okay, I'm going to flex my right hip and knee up to 90 degrees. And then I'm going to take my left hand. I'm going to grab onto that knee and I'm going to pull it across the body. From there, I'm going to take my right arm, I'm going to reach it up to the sky, and then I'm going to reach it behind my body. And we're going to stay here for 2 minutes. Again, really thinking about breathing into the back of your rib cage, or on this side, you're thinking about breathing into the right side. If you're not used to this position, it may feel pretty tight. That's okay, just take deep breaths. And noticing with each deep inhale, you're finding a bit deeper of a stretch. Hopefully with every exhale, you're able to sink a little bit deeper. Again, just try to relax into these positions today. We're not trying to fight anything. Trying to surrender into the stretch and using deep breaths to help open it up. Couple more deep breath cycles on this side and then we'll switch. Amazing. We'll slowly come out of that. We can tuck the right knee into the chest for a second. And then we'll lay flat on the ground. We'll take the left hip and knee, flex it at 90 degrees, take the right hand, pull that knee across the body. And I'm going to take that left arm again, shoot it behind the body. But I'll look over my right shoulder. I'm not going to look back towards the arm that's reaching behind the body. We got 2 minutes here. Try to notice if one side feels a little bit tighter than the other. You'll probably find one side does. That's normal. Again, just remembering to take those nice, long, deep breaths. Breathing into the thoracic spine, breathing into the rib cage. Got about 1 more minute on this side. Just allowing yourself to relax into this position. Couple more breath cycles on this side. Awesome. We'll slowly come out of that. We can tuck the left knee to the chest for a minute. Nice. We can release that. And the next position, we're going to start sitting on our butt. We're just going to go for a seated toe touch. Okay, so this is going to mobilize the whole back side of the body, the back, potentially the lats, into the glutes, the hamstrings, even the calves. Okay, if you can't reach for the toes and you have to just maybe reach for the shins, maybe you can get to the ankles, that's fine. But we're going to go for 2 minutes here. And again, one important aspect of this is that you tuck the chin, so you're lengthening from the crown of the head to the toes. Everything's getting lengthened. We're going to find that position. And then from here, same rule applies. We're just going to try to take nice deep breaths. And don't force this position. Don't go too far where it's too painful to relax. If you can't take deep breaths, you're probably a little too far into the stretch and you need to pull back a little bit. One trick you can try in this position is to engage the quads, and that can actually help loosen up the hamstrings a little bit. So if you're in a comfortable position, what you'll do is you'll take a nice deep breath in, and you'll give the quads a squeeze for anywhere between 3 to 5 seconds. And then you can release that contraction and see if you can get a little deeper. It's called the contract and relax method. I find it works well, especially for this seated toe touch position. We have 1 more minute here. Deep breaths. Couple more deep breaths in this position. Just giving that whole back side of the body some good length. Sometimes I even kind of like to rock side to side on this one a bit. Find that it might give my QL a bit more of a stretch, or like some of the muscles in my lower back. Awesome. We'll slowly come out of that one. For this next stretch, we're going to be hitting the front side of the body. So in particular, the quads and the ankles. So this is going to be the start position. So if this is a deep enough stretch for you, if you feel this in the front side of the ankle, or you already feel this in the quads, we can just stay here for the 2 minutes and take deep breaths. Okay. Now, if this feels okay for you, what you can try is now we're going to try to sink back. And this is where we can get a little bit more of a stretch through the hip flexor, maybe the abdominal wall. Depending on how far back I can go, I can get even a stretch into the pecs and the shoulders. Okay. This would be position 2, posted up on the hands. Position 3 is going to be onto the elbows. Okay. And then the final position, let's see if I can get there today, is going to be head on the floor. So I'm going to set a 2-minute timer. We got 2 minutes here. Again, you can find this stretch anywhere along that spectrum. Like if you need to sit on your shins and just stretch out the ankles and the quads, and that's deep enough for you, then that's where you need to be. Again, you don't want to push something, or you don't want to push a stretch too far where you feel like you don't have the ability now to take deep breaths. Again, that's going to be number 1. Keeping that breath cycle nice and open, and allowing that to be the thing that relaxes you into the position. If you are on your back like me, you can try to lift the hands overhead. Again, we can utilize that contract, relax method if we are down low like this. What I can try to do is take a nice deep breath in and actually extend my hips by squeezing my glutes. I can hold that for 3 to 5 seconds, and then I can relax back into the position. and see if I've gained any more access to that position. We got 1 more minute here, taking nice deep breaths. Couple more breath cycles here before we move on to our last position of the day. Awesome. Can slowly come out of that. That one always feels good. That one's always challenging for me. So we got the last position of the day. This one here, we're going to be trying to mobilize the hip, especially through external rotation. A lot of you are probably familiar with this one. It's called pigeon pose. We're going to find it by shooting our hips up into down dog first. Okay, I'm going to take my right leg. I'm going to kick it up to the sky, 3-leg down dog, and I'm going to swing it through the center line of my body. So now my knee should be in between my 2 hands. And from there, again, if this tall position is deep enough for you, then that's where you're going to stay. If you can get a little lower, see if you can maybe get onto the elbows. That's about as far as I can go comfortably. If you can reach, that's good as well. We have 2 minutes here. We're just going to take some nice deep breaths. And in this position, what I really like to think about is breathing into the hip that I'm stretching. And if I really focus on that sensation of expanding my pelvis with my breath, like breathing deeply into my belly and into that hip, I can actually feel those tissues get a stretch when I inhale. Go 1 more minute on this side. One more trick you can use for this stretch is if I'm stretching out my right hip, what I can actually do is walk my hands over to that right side. And now I'm rotating my body towards that hip. And that could help you find a bit of a deeper stretch. Awesome work. We'll slowly come out of that. So I'll curl my left toes underneath my foot to be able to shoot my right leg back. I'm going to find that down dog position. Getting the hips nice and high. I'm going to kick the left leg up to the sky. Swing it through to the center line of the body in between the 2 hands. I'm in that nice pigeon pose here. We have 2 minutes on the clock. This is going to be the final stretch of the day. So I really want you to emphasize those deep breaths. Your body's probably going to remember the last stimulus that you gave it within a session. So if you're going to really emphasize those deep breath cycles here for the next minute and a half, just sending the body the signal that you want to send it, which is deep relaxation that starts with the breath. Walk my hands over towards that left knee. One more deep breath. Nice. We'll walk the hands back to center. Make our way out of that stretch. That's going to be it for that session. So again, a stretch session doesn't have to take you 30 minutes or an hour. 15 minutes is more than enough, especially if we are focusing on opening up the body through the breath. Thanks for joining me. See you on the next one.